Hi guys, today I'm going to talk to you about this stretchy piece of wonder. So I am now washed and dressed. I have not touched my hair all morning and I've had to endure an entire morning of pirate jokes in the name of science, but that is how much I love you guys. So for those of you that didn't know, this rather fetching item of headgear is called a buff. And it is just a stretchy cylindrical piece of fabric that curlies and wavies use to protect their hair whilst they sleep. So you can see the ends of my hair are hanging out the bottom here, and that's just because the last few times when I've tried to knot the ends, which I will show you in a sec, the ends of my hair, where it's so long, it just sort of gets a bit squashed. However, for those with shorter and not quite so thick hair, you could shake the hair inside the buff and then just tighten a knot, and that just keeps it all in. So now I'm just going to slowly take it off, do the dramatic L'Oreal hair flip that I love doing, make sure I don't look like a bird's nest in the mirror. Okay, so I washed my hair yesterday, so I would consider this day 2 hair. Now you can see it's more or less still holding the shape, but there's the slight sort of fluffiness, a little bit crookedness, but that's nothing that a good refresh can't solve. Now I used the pineapple. So a pineapple, for those of you that didn't know, is when you quite simply throw your head upside down and then loop a hair tie around it. Now, I personally have always used these knockoff Invisibobbles that I got from good old Primark. However, I have seen curlies using satin scrunchies, so that might be something for me to look at. And the downside to having your hair in a pineapple that I always found was these baby hairs at the back of my neck always fell out by the next morning, and as a result they got quite matted and tangled, and my hair just used to sort of flop around like this. So that's why I started looking into getting a buff, and I've found that they keep my hair in and they stop my hair flopping around. Now, the way I put on my buff is I loop it over my neck, and then similar to pineappling, I just flip my head upside down and then I gently pull it until it's where it needs to be. And as I said, you could then either shake the hair into the buff and tie it in a knot, or just leave it as it is. Now, this particular buff I got off Amazon for £1.99 with £1.80 delivery, so it's cheap as chips if, like me, you're on a bit of a budget. And I will post a link in the description box for those of you that want to give it a go. It's called the Rock Jock Multifunctional Headwear, and it does come in a variety of colours, but I went for the jazzy pink one. Now, I don't know if it's because my hair is so thick, but I could sort of, when my hair is up in the buff, sometimes I can feel the curl sort of moving at the root, and that sort of can make my head a little bit itchy at times. Also, like I said at the beginning, it's not quite long enough for my hair, but those of you with shorter or finer hair, this will keep your hair under control. Now, I can live with those negatives because the positives far outweigh it. So the first thing I need to mention is the price. It is, like I said, cheap as chips. It came to like £3.79 altogether, so hardly cost me anything. It's also really lightweight to the point where if I hold it up, I can quite clearly see through it. It's also very stretchy. So if, like me, you've got a big head and lots of hair, this will not be too tight. Now, I know I mentioned the fact that when my hair moves, it gives me a bit of an itchy scalp, but on the whole, this is really comfy. I found when I pineappled, like I said, the baby hair's falling out and the hair just flopping around my face. It just made the whole night not particularly comfortable because I am a fidgeter. When I've got this on, yes, it does slip and slide a little bit because I've got my good old satin pillowcase, but I found about 95% of my hair stays in. I also found back in the early days, when I used to sleep with a satin nightcap on, around the back of my neck and around my ears, the cap was too tight. Whereas because this is so stretchy, I have not had an issue with any sort of discomfort. Also, like I've mentioned, it keeps all my hair in, and at the end of the day, that is all I'm looking for, something to keep the beast under control whilst I'm asleep. So that about sums up my super speedy review of the Rock Jock multifunctional headwear. Let me know in the comments if there's any particular buff that you've tried, or if you've even managed to find a longer one. I am always willing to learn. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more content, and I will see you soon. Bye bye! Oh, baby girl. Now, putting on a buff is quite similar to putting your hair up in a pineapple, in that you flip your head upside down. No, you don't. Kept saying hair, but that'll do.